A very good day, learners. Welcome to English Literature Point. Today, I'll start with the work that is Where the Mind is Without Fear. This is the work, or you can say this is the poem actually, which was written by Rabindranath Tagore. It's an 11 lines poem. Rabindranath Tagore was a poet, he was a dramatist, and often referred to as the Bard of Bengal. And this work, that is Where the Mind is Without Fear, is one of the best poems in anthology that is called Gitanjali, which was published in 1912 and it got the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1913. Now, this poem, this whole poem, it is written in the form of a pray to God. Why it was written in a form of pray to God? It was written to awake the concept of the freedom in his countryman, in the heart of his countryman. He want to awake the concept of the freedom, as during that time India was under the clutches of the British rule, where freedom was like a daydreaming. So he want to awaken the concept of the freedom in the hearts of his countrymen. That was the reason for his poem. And let's start line one. What he says here, he actually prays to God for his fellow beings to awake and realize that they're essential ones, and all those who are essentials, they need to live in a free country, and he wanted them to awake, okay, to enjoy their life with full of honor and dignity without any kind of subjugations from the Britishers. So what he's trying to say, he's trying to make them aware that they should awake and they should enjoy their life with the fullest of the honor and the dignity, without any kind of fear of subjugation. Okay, then he prays that his country become a place, he wants his country to become a place where a man can go with his mind free of any kind of fear, where he can hold his head high with self-respect and dignity. What he want, that every fellow men can live their life with the fullest, without any kind of fear, where they can held their head high with self-respect and dignity. Then he wants his country, what he yearns for, a country where the people's head is high and the knowledge is free. He wants that every person, every citizen there at that time, to have a full access to education, free and full access to education. Everyone should be enlightened, every person there should get education. And the next thing he says related to the fragmented society, he says that he want a country where there should not be any kind of boundaries, narrow boundaries, that are usually set between men. The kind of boundaries were like caste, creed, region, religion. He don't want that kind of boundaries should be there. If they are, they should be eliminated, because that will make the society fragmented and will break the unity, and they will not able to get the freedom if they will be in that fragmented society. So this poem is actually it's a way to invoke the deep patriotic feeling, and he don't want his country to be fragmented and divided into pieces due to narrow thoughts. He want his country men to express their words not from the mind but from the depth of the truth and heart. He wants the people there to say the words, okay, to say their words not from their mind, but from where he want his countrymen to express their words from the depth, from the depth of truth and heart. The next thing, he wishes his people to be honest, open minded, industrious, and don't want them to be superstitious or believers of the blind faith. He don't want them to be the superstitious, and want them to be the open minded, honest, and then only they would lead a enlightened and educated life. And this thing, and through being the honest, through being the open minded, industrious, through these things only they would stretch their arms towards perfection, and through which the nation can achieve the apex of success. So the thing is, he wanted his nation to be at the apex of success. It is only if he breaks away from the shackles of the superstition, if they will be open minded, if they start accepting new things which are on their way, if they will do such kind of things, they will make their nation to be highest in each and every aspects of the life, to apex in the life of the people, so that people will be successful. And if people will become successful, then it is ultimately the nation will also become successful in each and every aspects of their life. The next thing is related to the reason. He want his nation people, what they should do, they should use their reason over the blind faith, and the people around there must be ready to accept the new thoughts and the ideas. Then he requests the God to free his country from the manipulation, from the corruption, from the slavery all these evil things. He wants his country to be free from the evil things, and he yearns for an awakened country where there would be the freedom of the mind and the expression of ideas. Okay, then he wants a country. The next thing that he wants a country, men should have a power of determining what is right, what is wrong, and they should not be stagnant, and they should not die like a desert stream which dies in a sand. He don't want such kind of a person who die, or who stagnant, who becomes a stagnant, just like a desert stream dies in a sand. He don't want that kind of person. He want a person to determine, he wants a person to have a power to determine what is right and what is wrong for him, for himself, and for his nation, where he should have a power of reasoning, and this reasoning should not be choked by the old orthodox outdated customs, habits, and tradition. Okay, then he urges God to guide his countrymen for the moral awakening, to fight for the right against the British inhuman rules and laws. What he wants, his countrymen should have a moral awakening so that they can fight all the odd things of the Britishers. All those rules or all laws which are against the countrymen, they should rebel against them. They should have the moral awakening so that they can fight against those things, and they fight for their rights. And he want them to liberate from the fear of the oppression, repression, and subjugation, and unshackle their chains of fear. And he wants and that they should go towards the path of the progress and prosperity, and break away themselves from any kind of fear, either in the fear, either of the form of the oppression or repression, or any kind of subjugation. Then he wants his countrymen should be unprejudiced and open-minded. They should not be prejudiced, and they should be open-minded so that they can accept new challenges, new changes, whatever comes in their way. They should lead their life of decency and dignity. Then he prays that he wants a country where men's head is always inspired by God to go forward and progress and achieve better thought and action. What he wants, his countrymen should have a mind where they should go forward, and their mind should always be inspired by the God to go forward and progress in their life, to have a better thought, and to have a better to do better things in their life. And he prays to God that his country he wanted, and then he prays to God that he wanted his country to be changed from the darkness of the ignorance and slavery into the heaven. Which heaven? The heaven where there is the freedom, a heaven of freedom. He want his country to be a heaven of freedom, and ask God to let his country awake into heaven where all its citizens are truly free. He really want his country, his countrymen, his citizens, to be truly free in every time, in every aspects of their life. Their mind should be also without any kind of fear, without any subjugation. They live their life. So the title here is Where the Mind is Without Fear. And through this poem, he's just trying to awake the feeling of patriotism in the hearts of the countrymen, so that they can stand for their rights, and should have the spirit of freedom. So this is a poem that is Where the Mind is Without Fear. And I will come with the next video with new content.